Staying with politics, but to the top end now, where Territorians are getting ready to head to the polls. With a flatlining economy and a government that's had 3 chief ministers in 3 years, the race is on to try and turn around the Territory's fortunes. Matt Garrick reports.
Palmerston markets in the tropical top end.
Have you voted, Auntie? Have you voted yet? Oh, very good. Good.
Former Army officer Clinton Howe is on the hustings, trying to win a seat in Northern Territory Parliament.
For me, this is a call to duty very much. And I see it as one of the greatest civic duties and services you can give.
He's running in Drysdale, outside of Darwin, where crime and cost of living are front of mind for many.
The biggest issue currently is the crime, tackling with the crime. So I would expect the new government to resolve that issue.
Health, education and security, you know. I know the police are pushed to their limits. Unless you've got a big, hairy, hungry dog in your backyard and you've got crim safe on your windows, you just, you can't really live in peace.
The trigger for me to enter politics was an event that happened right behind us last year. We were down here and a youth gang fight broke out. And yeah, my wife had to hide under a table with a vendor whilst projectiles flew around, and all I could do was curl up around my 3-year-old.
He's standing for the Country Liberal Party, led by Leah Finocchiaro, on a tough-on-crime platform to try and win government.
Like you, we know the Territory can be better. The CLP will bring back consequences for crime so we can feel safe.
Investigative journalist Chris Walsh from the NT Independent has been watching the election closely.
Look, I think after 8 years of Labor, I think people are probably looking for a change here at this point. But the CLP hasn't done enough to differentiate itself from this current Labor government. In fact, most of their policies are very similar. And I think that's what's going to make this election so close.
NT Labor has been in power since 2016.
There may be storm fronts coming, but we will fight them together.
More than half the NT's 150,000 enrolled voters are in and around the metropolitan areas of Darwin and Palmerston. But it's in regional and remote areas like Alice Springs Labor has its toughest challenges, and it's struggled to deliver lasting social change.
It's a tough job being in government. You know, if you listen to the CLP, you'd think you could click your fingers and sort things in a week.
Eva Lawler is Labor's 3rd Chief Minister in 3 years. She's also Treasurer, overseeing a budget that's more than $11 billion in debt.
Well, I didn't want to be Chief Minister, and it's not about being Chief Minister. That actually means nothing to me. It's actually about just doing the things that the Territory needs.
Since taking the reins late last year, she's hardened her party's stance against crime and been more vocal on her support for major gas projects.
What she's done as a leader is kind of throw out Labor ideology altogether, whatever it takes to get elected. That's what Eva Lawler's been doing since becoming Chief Minister, for good or ill.
She's also the member for Drysdale, running against Clinton Howe, and is aware she's in for a battle to keep her seat.
I'm always concerned around my own seat. I never thought I'd win in 2016. I never thought I'd win in 2020. I don't take people in my electorate for granted at all.
CLP's main messaging has been about getting tougher on crime. Did Labor leave it too long to really try and tackle that issue?
No, absolutely not. All the factors that we see in the Territory mean that delivery of services are tough in the Territory, and whether that's health, whether that's education, and the issues around crime, it's the same. You know, they aren't simple, and there are no simple fixes.
On the other side of Darwin, the campaign continues in the marginal inner city seat of Fong Lim.
Rental prices, that's the main thing people are concerning about, because currently rental prices are a bit high in Northern Territory.
Definitely cost of living. Definitely when I'm talking to my friends around here, the increase in rent and even just the shopping, groceries and things, it all adds up pretty quick.
Labor's Mark Monaghan is the current member for Fong Lim. He's also the NT's Mining and Education Minister.
Yeah, you've been a terrific local member.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. From my view, the Labor Party's continue to do the hard work that's been put in place, and it will drive that forward. So I believe we will win. But that, again, that's the great thing with democracy. People get to make that decision, not politicians.
It's not just the major parties making noise. Independent candidates are trying to gain a foothold in seats across the top end.
Time for Laksa Queen to yelling, to telling the truth. Keep government honest and crime, yes. Labor time to go because Labor destroy the feeling of the people's heart.
Labor's main opponent in Fong Lim is Oxford graduate Tanzil Rahman. The seat was last held by the CLP in 2016.
I will say I didn't vote Liberal because of the really poor environmental law.
Look, the mood is one of frustration and the mood is one of hopelessness in some sense because the Northern Territory has essentially been socioeconomically run into the ground over a period of time.
Mr Rahman joined the Labor Party late last year before resigning in January. He was then pre-selected for the CLP.
You went to pre-selection with Labor, is that right? What
no,
happened
that's incorrect. I didn't go to pre-selection with Labor at any stage.
Did you try to go to pre-selection?
No, I made a polite inquiry about wanting to have a conversation about it with some people, and I never even got a response.
What do you say to critics who may have watched that leap from Labor to the CLP and say, oh, this guy just wants to be a Member of Parliament?
Well, I mean, people can say whatever they like, but that's certainly not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because the Northern Territory economy is within an inch of collapse.
Mark Monaghan believes a key answer to the Territory's economic woes lies under the ground, a sentiment shared by the CLP.
At the end of the day, what we will do in the space around what will pay for those social things, education and health, are the mining and gas.
Again, that's the way that we've always done it in the Northern Territory. We're not looking at new solutions for our old problems. This is just the cycle that we get in, and we get in the boom-bust thing again.
Whoever wins on Saturday, for many voters, it'll just be another chapter of the Territory they know and love.
And I love the place. I wouldn't live anywhere else, to tell you the truth.